Getting straight into the top 5 news stories this morning. Today is a national day of mourning in France, and vigils were held across the country last night to mourn the victims killed in yesterday's brazen attack at the satirical newspaper Charlie Hebdo in Paris. These are 2 of the suspects. A third, an 18-year-old, has turned himself into police. French officials say they have made several arrests for the attack. It is unclear if the 2 main suspects have been captured. The 3 stormed into the headquarters of Charlie Hebdo yesterday in Paris, killing 12 people, specifically targeting an editorial meeting. The paper often caricatured the Prophet Muhammad, and it's believed that is why they were targeted. Officials across the globe, including President Obama, are calling the attack an extreme act of barbarism and an attack on the freedom of the press. A little later in the show, we will show you how journalists and cartoonists everywhere are responding to the attacks in a show of solidarity. 8 journalists, 2 police officers, a maintenance worker, and a visitor were all killed in the attack. Among the journalists killed was the paper's editor, Stéphane Charbonnier, widely known by his pen name Charb. It is said that the attackers went straight for him first. Also killed were notable cartoonists George Walensky and Jean Cabot. Witnesses say the men could be heard leaving the scene saying, quote, "We avenged the Prophet Muhammad, we killed Charlie Hebdo." Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated on this story. And back home, the FBI says they are investigating whether or not a blast outside of a Colorado Springs NAACP was an act of domestic terrorism. Officials say they are trying to determine if the office was a specific target. The blast happened yesterday around 11 a.m., and staff members say that they will remain vigilant until more is known. And now that the tail of the AirAsia plane has been located in the Java Sea, the task becomes trying to recover the black boxes. Retrieving the boxes could provide officials with answers as to what caused the plane to crash. The plane went down on December 28th, about 2 hours into its flight, with 162 people on board. So far, 40 bodies have been recovered. And last in your top 5 headlines, Bill Cosby returned to the stage for the first time since November. He performed a scheduled show in Canada, and fans seemed to welcome him, some even giving him a standing ovation. His appearance did spark protests outside the venue where he performed, but there were no interruptions during the show. You know, I really think it's interesting to see that so many fans are still supporting him. I think it's just really hard to shake the image of him, of course, being America's dad. The Cosby Show did such a great job, too, of portraying professional minorities in a positive light, so I know he has a lot of support there. So, you know, obviously he's had a lot of allegations. There's a couple more that just came out, but we'll keep you posted on the story. You know, we don't know what's going to happen.
Definitely.
So.
The Cosby Show transcended race. You know, as you said, Bill Cosby and Claire Huxtable, they became they became the picture perfect All-American family.
Exactly.
So it's hard to shake that for sure.
It sure is.